Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
So fast. And all I hear is this man screaming, he said, dance, and he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like he shot a couple of times. And I
so
was
is
so
he
scared.
in the car shooting from the car, Megan?
He
How
is
he
standing up over the window, shooting. And I didn't even want to move.
This bitch all lied to Gail King, bitch. First of all, I didn't know that bitch was even gonna ask me about that shit. Bitch was always gonna talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about fucking Tory? That's not what this is about.
Oh, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Even if I was, I fucked this nigga like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Bitch, you kept catching me out of my fucking mind.
Girl, you was fucking.
Mr. Peterson never shot anybody. Never even touched that gun. Never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw two women fighting, two men break up the fight, one man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. Iterates.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
First things first, if you seeing me right now. Second thing, man, if y'all don't know, Tory Lanez has been poked up in prison as of 2 days ago, had to get hospitalized. I'm talking about lifted from the hospital by helicopter. So yes, it was a very, very serious matter. By a Hispanic male that raped a 13-year-old girl. If you haven't looked into that, bro, go look into that, man. I might make a video about that later. But as of right now, we're just gonna give you the facts. He got stabbed up, and they're like, oh, that's good. Oh, I'm rocking behind him. You're rocking behind a dude that was dating a 13-year-old girl, raped her, unalived her. That's why he's in prison and got 2 attempted unalivings. Bro, y'all are going behind some guy you don't know. That's number one. And number two, this man Tory got 10 years, no DNA. She changed her story multiple times. She lied about having with him, and all of a sudden, her best friend bodyguard start to speak up. I'm not gonna lie, if they didn't prosecute her, or even if she had immunity, they could have saved Tory Lanez's life. Because 10 years for something that you did not do or even caught, there's no DNA tracings on the weapon. No DNA, that's the number one thing. There's no bullet hole fragments. She stepped on glass, and even if we're not even saying he did it or didn't, right? When that first came out, all the people were saying, what are the facts? What are the facts? Nah. In this community, in this day of age, you're guilty until you're proven innocent. And when you are innocent, they're still going to linger that around your head. But man, let's get it.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People. And that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the...
Miss Harris is Megan Thee Stallion's best friend, and the other person is the bodyguard. So let's just get those two right there.
She had the... She fired it 3 times. Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
Oh.
Never even touched that gun.
Mr. Peterson is Tory Lanez. That's his real name.
Never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side.
Uh-oh.
Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
Uh-oh.
This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete,
Uh-oh.
or did not assault Miss Pete.
Uh-oh.
It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson. So, unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken?
Uh-oh.
Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? Unknown DNA was found.
Man, let me see the comments for this one. I hope Tory sues the shoes off they and Megan Big Feet down bad. She knew. Man, she said we all knew this, but all the black women, like they always do, bash the innocent black man. We're not gonna say all of them, because you know they always the ones that say, well, not all, I believe them. See, look, it's a black woman right there. We already knew this. Free Tory. Meg need to do a mandatory 90 days. Hold on, she said, nah, she need to do a mandatory of however long Tory was in there. Oh my God. Sent Meg to jail too for lying underneath the oath, committed perjury. I just want to see something real quick, right? Y'all see how she posted, not to acknowledge, but to profit from the moment? So we're talking about when the best friend and the bodyguard came out, and that's what she commented. So I could smell that unemployed fan base coming. She said, I'm just waiting for the comments to be turned off. It's going to get evil up in here. That's what I'm saying. I don't think nothing here yet. Meanwhile, my girl's just getting richer and richer. Somebody said, I stand with Meg because I stand with black women. Wow. Somebody said typical black woman. So the bodyguard didn't come out until after the fact and was pretty much protecting, I guess his employer. The best friend of Megan Thee Stallion, Miss Harris. I'm personally just like, if the case had no evidence, she switched her stories up multiple times. The biggest thing, her back was turned. So the biggest question is, how do you know who shot you? And there was no bullet fragments. There was no nothing. She stepped on some glass. It was a cut. But at the end of the day, if you're shot in the foot, there's no way you're going to perform the very next day. She performed the very next day. No healing, no bandages, no nothing. Performed the very next day. That's all I'm going to just say. If he shot her, deal with him as such. If he didn't, deal with him as such. No evidence, no proof, just word of mouth, and everybody saying, the evidence is saying that man is innocent.
But the next day, they're going to be pointing fingers to save themselves. See, loyalty is good when things are good, but pressure reveals character. Just to hear that Tory Lanez didn't shoot Megan Thee Stallion, but it was her long-term friend, Kelsey Harry, allegedly. This the same Kelsey she used to call her best friend. Ooh, child. Maybe people will flip on you, blame you, and even hurt you, just to protect themselves or play victim. This is why discernment matters. Baby, loyalty ain't loud. This is proven when the smoke clears. So I really want to know how y'all feel about this, because Kelsey, what did you do, boo? Then also, y'all, there were 2 sets of DNA on the gun, but they only tested Tory Lanez. Well, how many real friends do you have? So,
and then his DNA wasn't even on the gun, bro. That's crazy. Let me get a quick comment check. Tory got stabbed up and now they talking. Shake my head. Bro was finna lose his life and then lose his, let's just say, his career and 10 years of his life. If Kelsey didn't do anything, why did they grant immunity like they've been known this? It took for that man to almost lose his life for someone to finally say the truth. Exactly.
So allegedly, it seems like Kelsey actually was the one who popped Megan Thee Stallion in her foot. Don't scroll, you heard me correctly. So Kelsey's old bodyguard finally came forward and stated that during a phone call conversation, Kelsey admitted that she was the one who popped Megan. That Tory Lanez never touched the firearm. In fact, he tried to stop her from continuing to bang at Meg. Guys, remember the original witness had stated at first that he seen those two women fighting down the street. Then the guys broke it up. One of the women went to the car, and that's when shots were getting fired from the car. Kelsey banged the firearm 3 times at Meg. When the firearm fell to the floor, it went off twice by itself. Also, if you guys remember, when they were testing for DNA on the firearm, there was DNA on the firearm. They could not figure out who it was because it wasn't Tory's. Well, they never tested Kelsey for DNA, and she has immunity. So there's that. Tory Lanez lawyers came out and stated that the guy said the only reason he came out about this was because he wasn't on the NDA, and it was weighing on his conscience. Probably because he's seen Tory Lanez get 14 times, you feel me? Which is crazy. Well, they're still Megan Thee Stallion fans defending Megan, saying that, hey, this is Tory Lanez's fault. He should have snitched on Kelsey. He shouldn't have stayed quiet. While others are saying that they want Megan to do the same amount of time that Tory did for lying on him. Regardless, what do you guys think about this? I'm just reporting what I'm reading.
And that's Free K or Freak on TikTok. So that Megan fans. So bro in jail for nothing? Exactly. Still 14 times for no reason. Megan Thee Stallion need to go to jail. That part, we got to stop this female from doing this. The man that took Tory Lanez, he's in there for life, bro. He's in there for unaliving a 13-year-old girl, and the women are standing behind that. Yet he was in a whole relationship with a 13-year-old girl, standing behind that, and yet, but they're against Tory Lanez for possibly, no evidence, no nothing. She got immunity. I'm just saying, if she had immunity, why didn't say, oh, I'm the one that did it? I'm just saying. There also is this alleged, he was signed to Jay-Z. We all know these allegations with this Rock Nation stuff that's starting to happen towards these artists that's coming out now. These streamers as well. You want to know who else is signed to Jay-Z? Halle Bailey. Y'all know what's going on as today. If not, making a video right after this one and picturing what's gonna happen now. Hey, what if they just paid the girl off not to say nothing? Yeah, we're gonna give you immunity, but she probably went back on her word after she got paid off because the guy was a free agent. He didn't sign back to Rock Nation and all that, you know, Freemasonry stuff that goes on into the music industry. If you don't know, different conversation. We're not even going to touch on it. But as of right now, the reality was shown to us. There's nothing he's a part of. You can't convict this man. Let him go. But it don't work like that. They don't work like that. He gonna have to get an appeal, go to case all over again, get Megan in the courthouse all over again. And at the end of the day, I think her music career is gonna diminish. So at the end of the day, man, what y'all think? What y'all think? That's the evidence. And you know what's crazy? Not all of them, but that sisterhood mentality, they see all the facts. They know everything. They're like, oh, no, we don't care. We don't care. They're going to turn a blind eye to it. Why? Because of her skin color. I'm Jay. You guys getting in the comments, man. Y'all think he did it? Y'all think he didn't? What you think should happen to her if he didn't do it? I'm gone.